Now tell me, witches, have you ever felt stuck and desperate for a solution? Perhaps you're tempted to prove yourself magically. Many witches dive into very risky rituals because they want fast results or perhaps a validation. But advanced magic, witches, requires preparation and a lot of knowledge. If you want to avoid any consequences, stick around because we're going to talk about this topic coming up right now. Hi witches, blessed be. This is WhiteRaven over here. Today is a Monday, so happy Magic Monday to all of you guys. I hope you're having an enchanting week so far. It's super cold in my side of the planet. Today I'm wearing my beautiful Wicked sweatshirt. I got this as a Christmas gift this Christmas, and I'm really excited. And I'm definitely Elphaba. I don't care what people out there says about Elphaba. I am definitely Elphaba. She is the Wicked Witch. She is since I was little, she's the one witch that inspired WhiteRaven when she was a tiny little girl watching The Wizard of Oz with my grandma. So yes, I honor Elphaba and I honor the Wicked Witch. It's something that you guys know. I have videos over here, me honoring the Wicked Witch. How are you, witches? I am so excited to be in here today. We have lots to talk about. And today's video is inspired by you. Today I was reading some emails and seeing some of the situation that some of you guys get into. I needed to share this because it's really important. Many of you guys, regardless of all the warnings that I do, are diving into very advanced magic witches, and you're getting yourself into a lot of problems. We need to understand that whenever we perform spells, there are some risks that we are taking if we do not perform the spell properly and with the knowledge that the spell requires. And listen, I get it. I get it. I was a beginner and I've been there, done that. When you're new to magic, you are so tempted to do big stuff because sometimes we feel overconfident. And some other people come into this channel with a lot of desperation. And some other people, the truth is, and this is what angers me, they think that magic is just a joke. Because WhiteRaven is happy-go-lucky and I'm here laughing and I'm all cutesy, my background is beautiful, blah, 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 blah. People think that doing magic is not such a big deal. But they find out that that is not the case, sadly. Which is, magic is not just about lighting a candle and doing some chants. Magic is about responsibility, preparation, and a lot of protection. So today we're going to dive into these 10 magic mistakes that many witches make. I'm going to share some of the consequences and what you can do to avoid this danger. We all been there at one point, so make sure that we do this magic safe and responsibly. Are you ready? Before we go into the spell, if you do love this content, please do not leave my video without subscribing to the channel and hitting the notification bell so you can get my videos every Monday, which is I am here every single Monday. WhiteRaven is here every Monday. So if you don't see my notification, come and visit me because I'm here every Monday. Also, if you've been visiting my website, WhiteRaven and witcheslayer.com, you probably have noticed that I have a few new products and oh my gosh, there's so much coming. Just wait and see. I am so excited about all the things that I'm going to be publishing in the website. Super excited. WhiteRaven and witcheslayer.com, which is that brings me to if you have any requests on oils, powders, or any type of items that you cannot find anywhere else, do not hesitate to email me at the website WhiteRaven and witcheslayer.com and let me know if there's anything in particular that you are looking for, and I'll be more than happy to search for you. That's what I'm here for. Also, witches, if you want to stay in touch with me, I am in Facebook, WhiteRaven and Witcheslayer. You can go and visit me there and you can email me or message me in Messenger in Facebook if you have any particular questions about magic. If you need a spell, I am going to direct you to watch my videos because, and I'm sorry to repeat this like a broken record, I have over 500 spells in this channel to assist you. Other than that, witches, let's get into this really hot topic that I have for you. today. Wait a second before I forget. And thank you so much. I want to show you what somebody sent me. I went to the post office and I found this beautiful gift. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe this is so beautiful. Look at this, witches. One of you guys was so beautiful and so kind to send me these beautiful pendants. Do you guys know how much I love jewelry? Look at this. It has the R for Raven. Let me show you the other one. This is so cute, witches. If you are watching this video, the person that sent me this, you know who you are. You do not understand. I am so grateful from the bottom of my heart. I absolutely love this jewelry. Love it so much. Which is, you guys don't understand what I feel every time that you guys send me trinkets. Whatever it is, whatever you send me, it makes me so happy because I feel so validated and so loved by you guys. So I want to say thank you so much. Okay, let's get into the spell. All right, so when magic backfires, 10 mistakes witches makes. Number 1, invoking spirits and deities without any preparation or knowledge. And this is one that I'm going to take some time, so please pay attention. Beginners sometimes feel very tempted to work with powerful beings. Perhaps they believe that they can get their spells granted immediately, but working with spirits or deities that we do not know can lead you into some serious consequences. Many beginners often feel very drawn to powerful beings and spirits, believing that they can grant immediate gratification. A lot of people have no patience, and a lot of people think that the bigger the beings and the bigger the spirit and the bigger the deity, the faster the spell is going to work. If you work with any type of spiritual being, deity, saint, angel, whatever it is that you call out there, and you do not know how to work with them, you will be prone to making a lot of mistakes, and these mistakes can bring about some serious consequences. For example, you can have any type of physical illness, from very mild like headaches and migraines to some serious mental anguish. That mental anguish in turn can create some nasty poltergeist. And all that is going to bring about a lot of emotional instability. That could be paranoia, that could be anger, that could be depression, you name it. Those are consequences that you don't want to experience. They can also escalate and you can start perceiving a lot of shadow figures, a lot of noises, a lot of all this paranormal stuff that we do not like. Last, if you work with specific spirits with any kind of preparation, you can get some nasty attachments, and those are really, really complicated and tedious to remove. There are some spirits out there that I see people working with no hesitation and no type of preparation. One of the spirits that I respect the most, that I don't even feel like prepared to work with, is La Santísima Muerte. Missteps working with La Santísima Muerte can bring misfortune instead of benefits. La Santísima Muerte has very specific ways of working with, and you must know what these ways are. Another spirit, and a spirit that I talked lengthy about in this channel a couple of weeks ago, the Intranquil Spirit. And as a matter of fact, an email regarding the Intranquil Spirit spell is the email that inspired me to do this video. You must know how to work with a specific spirit because this spirit is nasty, is evil, and is not very stable. So you must efficiently know how to work with this spirit and how to control it. Another spirit that I see a lot of people wanting to work with, Loas, a lot of the voodoo pantheon, like for example, Papa Legba. Incorrect rituals can block spiritual guidance from this Loa and can invite instead confusion, a lot of mental instability. And those are just a few examples of the things that could happen to you. Another deity that everybody fills their mouths saying that they work with is Hecate. Misunderstanding and misworking Hecate can bring about a lot of spiritual instability, witches, because she is a goddess of duality, and not understanding her ways can bring about a lot of confusion. Another one, the jinn. Jinn are very volatile witches, and they're very few in the Middle East. When you improperly work with the jinn, they can become very hostile, especially if they are improperly summoned and you do not keep the promise that you make to these spirits. When you are working with deities, there are things that you need to have into consideration. You need to study them thoroughly. I have shared with you in this channel many books that you can use as a resource for you to get to know the spirits. You must set clear boundaries. Some of these spirits need specific instructions and they need you to be extremely stern. You must use protection when working with some of these spirits. And also you need to know how to close your rituals and how to say bye-bye to any spirits that you do not need to use any longer. Please, witches, make sure that you do your due diligence and your research. Having said of this, and something that I learned from Misaira long time ago, no deity will be mad if you approach them with respect. And I'm talking about deities, okay? I'm not talking about the Intranquil Spirit, for example. One of the things that I also hear of there is like, oh my gosh, WhiteRaven, what if I offend this deity? Let's get it straight, which is no deity is going to get mad at you. If you come to them from a place of a genuine heart, respect, and love. Spiritual beings, witches, whether there are deities, ancestors, or guides, are here to work with you. And they're going to respond to the energy that you bring into the table. That's really important for you to know. If you approach them with humility and an open heart, and you also have a willingness to learn from them, they're more likely to guide you rather than push you away because you're making a mistake. That said, let's keep in mind that the key is respecting the culture that they're coming from, their history, and the role they play. And please, witches, do not treat them like a vending machine for miracles. Don't do that. Okay, done with that one. The rest are going to be a little bit faster. Number 2, casting curses or revenge spells without any type of knowledge. Which is many times I have warned you that acting on the split of the moment because the anger that you felt on the moment can lead you into terrible mistakes. Unjustified magic undoubtedly will come back at you. You can get energetic rebound and that could cause a whole lot of problems from physical illnesses to mental illnesses and much more. You can also have a lot of troubles with relationships with your loved ones, and that is truly tragic. So how do you prepare against this? Witches, stop. Before you throw a hex out there because you are so heated, think about what you're doing. Stop and analyze. Are you justified? Also, witches, you need to learn how to shield and how to protect yourself. And you also need to learn how energy works. You need to know how energy works for every single magical spell that you do. It's just basic, witches. Let's get into number 3. Using divination tools like the Ouija board, scrying mirrors, or opening any type of portals without proper protection. Oh my gosh, so much of this out there. Sometimes we're desperate for an answer. Sometimes we miss someone and we want to hear this person in the other side. Curiosity killed the cat. And that's what drives some beginner witches into diving into this type of tools and rituals. Some of the consequences that you are going to experience if you delve into this irresponsible are, of course, spiritual harassment. It's no joke, and it's not just movies. This is what you can expose yourself to if you open these portals without proper protection and knowledge. You're not only going to have spiritual harassment, you could possibly render yourself available for any type of ugly attachments. And again, they are nasty and tedious to remove. This, of course, is going to start with a lot of mental anguish. And when I said mental anguish, I'm talking about paranoia, I'm talking about anxiety, I'm talking about so many things, witches. It's going to be nightmarish being in your own skin. So please, witches, if you're going to do this, if you're going to utilize this type of divination tools, of this type of rituals, please make sure that you do it responsibly. Always cast protected circles around you and make sure that when you invite spirits to communicate with you, they're only spirits that come from love and light, and nothing else can cross your threshold. Also, start with simple tools. You can use your pendulum. You can use yes or no oracles, for example, and be aware that anytime that you talk to the other side, just to put it that way, you must protect yourself and you must create thresholds. Number 4, another very common one. Love spells that violate free will. No, which is you must be very smart when you're doing any type of love spells. Manipulating other people's free wills can totally backfire on you, especially if you are not justified and what you request violates this person's right. It's very tempting. You have a crush and you have a broken heart and you want this person, you want this person, you want this person. You know what can happen, which is if that person is not meant to be for you, you could have an obsessive lover, a very toxic psycho lover. That could create a lot of emotional instability, not only for that person, but also for you. Further, if you want to break up with this person, you may or may not be able to do it. But if you do, you may have problems in your future relationships. Listen, some of you guys know my stand when it comes to love spells. Think about it, witches, because sometimes some of your wishes may come true. And now you have to deal with that. What things do I recommend instead of you doing love spells to coerce somebody else's free will? Listen, witches, it's so easy. Focus on attraction spells. Make yourself more attractive, more open for love to come in. Invite love into your life. Don't forget, you always have to be justified when you're doing magic. And when you feel some type of way, simply don't do it, witches. Take the loss. You don't know what life has for you around the corner. Number 5, working with demons or demonic entities. Now, everybody wants to work with the Goetia. You have no idea about the amount of comments that sometimes I get, even in the comments on the video, about people's like, oh, I'm working with certain demon. Oh, I work with this demon. Oh, I work with this other demon. Listen, number 1, you do not impress me. Good for you. I don't need to know. You don't need to tell me. But many people love to work with really dark entities. Why? Because they think they're going to harness more power? Because to tell you that they're working with some specific demon, they're going to intimidate you and you immediately are going to think, oh, this person is so powerful. He can do really powerful magic over me. Listen, witches, be very careful. There are many consequences that you can experience if you start dealing with spirits like this. For example, you can have some serious aggressive energy surrounding you, especially unprovoked anger and fights. That's a very typical consequence of dealing with spirits like this. A lot of fights and a lot of violence. You can also experience manifestation. Who wants to hear stuff from lower level entities? I know I don't. I'm pretty sure you don't either. So before you delve into dealing with this type of spirits, make sure that you consider the consequences. You should only attempt this type of magic under the guidance from somebody experienced on this magic. Number 6, and this is linked to number 4, the love spell. Doing spells that are manipulating other people's free will and decisions and behavior. It is extremely tempting to control your boss. It is extremely tempting to make your coworker do whatever it is that you want her to do. But that is easier said than done. If you've done manipulation and commanding spells, you know that they take a lot of effort and a lot of working. So what could happen when you do this type of spells for the wrong reason? You can get a lot of erratic behavior from the person that you are trying to manipulate. And that erratic behavior is going to be what? Against you. This in turn is going to make you feel stuck wherever it is that you're trying to resolve by manipulating that other person. It's just not going to work out. And that is going to create a nasty imbalance in your energy field, which is it's going to be scattered. It's just not going to be a positive state of mind or way to be. Try instead to influence a situation. Instead of influencing a person, try to work into positively influence a moment, a specific situation, an opportunity that you have, rather than just because and out of spite, you don't like your coworker and you're going to manipulate and do commanding spells on her. Number 7, something that you will think we all know, but nope. Based on what I saw last week, most people don't even care about this. And that is, again, number 7, using dangerous ingredients without knowledge. last week I told you guys that I researched certain things on the internet and I discovered that many witches out there are recommending for you to mix ammonia and bleach to neutralize hexes and curses thrown in your property. And witches, that is a big no-no. Witches, it's extremely important that we know the ingredients that we're using in our spells. Some of these ingredients can be extremely risky. It does not matter if you saw this in a very old recipe. Trust me when I tell you, you have to be extremely cautious when you are mixing things. Be careful with inhaling toxic fumes, on handling toxic plants. I did not one but 2 videos of deadly plants that we use nowadays still in our witchcraft spells. I recommend for you to see them. I'll link them in the description of this video. You have to be careful with hot oils, with acids. You must research because in this time and age, there is no room, witches, for ignorance. Number 8, performing rituals without any type of protection. You want to do a spell, you go home and you just do the spell. You skip in step, you want to save some time, and you do things your way, fast, and not even considering any type of protection. Again, witches, you're going to start feeling off. You're going to have a lot of emotional issues. You're going to have a lot of energy drain, and you may even leave open doors for lower level entities and spirits and beings to wiggle in. How do you prepare against this? Don't miss steps, which is just very simple. Cast protection. Do not rush. Prepare your ritual properly. You have an opening in which you're going to be doing your protection and invisibility, your middle of the spell, which is going to be your ritual, your spell, and your closing, in which you ground and you release, properly release. You know, witches, there's steps and protocols every time we do spells. Certain spells require certain things. Sometimes we need to take baths. Sometimes we have to do many other things. So please make sure that before you do a spell, you do what you have to do. Do not cut corners. Do not do a spell, Mickey Mouse. Not only that spell can truly backfire on you, which is not what you want, but you know, you can open doors and it's just pay attention to what you do, which is do not cut corners. Number 9, and something that sadly I have witnessed and I have known in my life as a witch of people losing their lives over this, and that is witches, fire magic, of explosive magic going out of control. I don't need to sit down over here and tell you that playing with fire is dangerous. Yes, fire looks very dramatic when we use it in magic, especially when we're burning things, right? It just makes you feel a certain way. And witches, again, I'm not saying that you cannot do any of these things. You just have to do them responsibly. You have to know how to do them, and you do them safely. But sometimes if we are not safe enough, we put ourselves in such extreme danger. You can cause injuries to yourself or somebody else. I've known of a person being burned over fire in Agua, Florida water. That was very sad many years ago when I was but a child in my country in Puerto Rico. Was blowing some Florida water on somebody with candles and whatnot, and the person caught on fire. So please, witches, I don't need to sit down over here to tell you that flammable things with fire you have to pay attention to. You have to pay attention to your candles. You do not leave candles unattended. Things like sulfur, things like saltpeter, the Vesta powder, they're extremely flammable. Witches use gunpowder. Things are very flammable, and you must be responsible, and you need to know how to utilize these things. So how do you avoid any type of accidents? Use fire safety measures. Know your ingredients. Be responsible, witches. And last, it's extremely important. Let me show you something. That you have a fire extinguisher in your witchy room. I have one here and one in perhaps every room in my home. It is important for you to have it, which is if you're a witch, you need to pay attention to fires. Last, and this is something that I do not practice much, but I felt it was important for me to share because I know of people that have been affected by doing this. And that is working with a shadow magic without proper knowledge. Listen, witches, shadow works many times bring about very big emotions that are buried within ourselves. I'm talking about grief, anger, guilt, shame, and many other things. Working with the shadow without proper techniques can trigger past traumas, for example. You can have an identity crisis because you are confronting a part of you that makes you question who you really are and what you do in life. Perhaps it's a side of you that you don't like and you're very ashamed of. You can also create spiritual imbalances because diving into shadow work without also using light work can create like an overemphasis in the negative things that you're working in, and it's going to lead you into energetic instability. Your energy is going to be scattered. And obviously, because all these emotional consequences and feelings can resurface to your own body, to your physical state, this can also lead you into physical ailments, illnesses, because your body is going to reflect the inner turmoil, right? So you're going to have illnesses and also mental anguish and upheaval. So be very aware of these things if you are trying to work on the shadow self. Why do I recommend? Start small, witches. Be smart and start small. Ground yourself whenever you're doing any type of shadow work, ritual, or exercise. Set clear intentions. What do you want to achieve every time that you work with the shadow? Also seek support, witches. Consider working with a therapist, a counselor, or somebody that can assist you and guide you so you can do this safely. And actually, you do it the right way and you benefit from the exercise that you are doing. Make sure that you balance light and shadow. And witches, learn how to take a break. When do you need to pause? It's very important. It's nice to love ourselves, but we need to know when to stop doing certain things, okay? We need to take a break sometimes. And there you have it, witches. These are 10 types of magic that can go sideways if you're not prepared for it. Remember that magic is not a race. Magic, witches, is a beautiful journey. The most powerful witches are not the witches that do everything at once. They are the ones that take the time to study and research. They learned to grow and connect with everything around them. And having said all this, if you have made any of these mistakes, do not beat yourself over that, okay? We've all been there. We've all done that. Trust me, witches. We learn by making our own mistakes. And the fact that you're here watching this video already tells me that you are in the right path. So please, witches, if you found this video helpful, make sure to subscribe, like, and share. And make sure to leave a comment down below and tell me if you have made any of these mistakes. What are some consequences that you have experienced? Just tell me a little bit. I would absolutely love to know. I am here every Monday and I will love to hear from you. If you have any questions about magic, you can email me in my website, WhiteRavenandWitchesLair.com, or you can also go to my Facebook and message me there, WhiteRaven and Witches Lair. Witches, I really love being here every Monday. I know I haven't shared any curses or hexes or spells with you. I'm gonna do that next week, okay? I was gonna do it this week, but I thought this video was more important. I needed you to have it. Other than that, witches, I love you so much. You guys mean the whole world to me. I love my Magic Mondays. So please make sure to stay smart because knowledge is power. This is what I tell you all the time. Knowledge is power. Know what you're doing. But above all, with all that knowledge, you will stay very smart. But above all, you will stay so very lista. Stay wicked, witches. Mwah. See you Monday.